Welcome to our deep dive into the lives of politicians who managed to escape the consequences of their corrupt actions. They rig the system, line their pockets, and yet somehow, they're still enjoying their ill-gotten gains, completely consequence-free. Today we're uncovering where they are now, and what they're up to. Buckle up, because we're about to wade through some seriously murky swamp water. Let's start with Politician A, a man whose career could be a masterclass in political Teflon. His political career reads like a how-to guide for aspiring autocrats, complete with blatant disregard for campaign finance laws, a touch of potential obstruction of justice, and whispers of quid pro quo deals that would make your head spin. And yet, despite a rap sheet longer than your arm and a trail of broken promises you could see from space, Politician A remained remarkably unscathed. Sure, there were investigations, committees, and enough finger-wagging to make a schoolmarm proud, but nothing seemed to stick. He'd emerged from each scandal seemingly stronger, like a cockroach after a nuclear apocalypse. The man's a walking, talking embodiment of that old saying, it's not the crime, it's the cover-up. And frankly, his cover-up game? Impeccable. He'd deflect, deny, and project with the precision of an Olympic archer. But let's be clear, this isn't about some partisan witch hunt. This is about a pattern of behavior so egregious, so brazen it would make even the most jaded cynic blush. Now, let's talk about Politician B, someone who took the art of political maneuvering to a whole new level. This isn't your run-of-the-mill backroom deal kind of corruption. This is advanced-level black belt and loopholes kind of stuff. We're talking about shell corporations, offshore accounts, and enough suspicious financial transactions to make a forensic accountant spontaneously combust. For years, they managed to stay one step ahead of the law, slipping through the cracks of a system seemingly designed to protect the powerful. They used every legal trick in the book, and probably invented a few new ones, all while maintaining this air of indignant innocence. But then, just when they thought they were home free, a funny thing happened. Someone actually decided to hold them accountable. A dogged journalist, a whistleblower with a conscience, or maybe just a prosecutor who actually did their job for once. Whatever the reason, the walls finally started closing in. But in the end, even the most cunning fox can't outrun its own tail forever. So, you've been caught red-handed, your reputation is in tatters, and the public is clamoring for your head on a platter. What's a disgraced politician to do? Well, if you're Politician C, you dust yourself off, hire a team of PR gurus, and launch yourself back into the public eye with the subtlety of a glitter cannon at a funeral. Yes, folks, nothing says I've learned from my mistakes like writing a self-aggrandizing memoir, conveniently timed to coincide with your latest bid for relevance. And who needs genuine remorse when you have a ghostwriter on speed dial and a book tour that reads like a sorry not sorry tour? But Politician C's attempts at image rehabilitation don't stop there. They've embraced the world of philanthropy with the fervor of a convert, showering their ill-gotten gains on worthy causes like a guilt-ridden Robin Hood with terrible taste in PR stunts. And let's not forget their newfound passion for public speaking, where they dispense wisdom gleaned from their humbling experiences to anyone who'll listen. Chapter 4, The Sound of Silence, Politician D's Deafening Quietude. Now some politicians, like Politician D, take a slightly different approach to their post-scandal existence. They embrace the power of silence. You see, in their world, the best way to deal with uncomfortable questions is to simply not. No apologies, no explanations, no acknowledgement of the elephant-sized scandal in the room. Just a deafening silence so thick you could cut it with a knife and a team of lawyers ready to pounce on anyone foolish enough to break it. Occasionally, you might catch a fleeting glimpse of them, a blurry photo in a gossip magazine, a whisper of their name in a political commentary, but for the most part, they exist in the shadows, a constant reminder that sometimes, the worst consequences are the ones you never have to face. But here's the thing about silence, it speaks volumes. It's an admission of guilt wrapped in a cloak of arrogance, a giant middle finger to anyone who dared believe in accountability. Chapter 5. Public Enemy, Number, The Curious Case of Politician E. You'd think that after being embroiled in a scandal of epic proportions, a politician's reputation would be irreparably tarnished. But in the world of politics, where memory is short and hypocrisy knows no bounds, even the most disgraced figures can find a way to claw their way back into the public's good graces. Enter politician E, a masterclass in the art of political resurrection. Once the subject of national outrage, their name synonymous with scandal and corruption, they've somehow managed to rebrand themselves as, well, that's the curious part, isn't it? They haven't exactly apologized for their past transgressions, nor have they offered any real explanation for their actions. Instead, they've adopted an air of weary wisdom, presenting themselves as victims of circumstance, martyrs to the unforgiving court of public opinion. And the truly baffling part, it seems to be working. Maybe it's the carefully curated social media presence showcasing their newfound commitment to charitable causes and wholesome family values. Chapter 6. Guilt Money, the Philanthropic Endeavors of Politician F. Philanthropy. The act of donating money to worthy causes, a noble pursuit unless you're a politician scrubbing a dirty reputation. Politician F weaponizes charity for personal gain. Caught in scandals, they suddenly discovered giving back, throwing money at charities like a guilt-ridden Santa Claus, establishing foundations, endowing university chairs and funding research grants. Their name plastered on every building and press release. Donating to charity isn't wrong, but whitewashing a checkered past leaves a sour taste. Some politicians, it seems, possess an almost supernatural ability to rise from the ashes of scandal, their ambition fueled by a potent cocktail of ego, entitlement, and a healthy dose of delusion. Take politician G, for example, once left for political dead, their career seemingly DOA after a scandal so spectacular it made headlines around the world. They've somehow managed to crawl their way back from the political graveyard. Like a political zombie with a fresh coat of paint and a new set of talking points, they're back on the campaign trail, shaking hands, kissing babies, and pretending that whole unfortunate incident never happened. They've got a new platform, a new slogan, and a whole new vocabulary of euphemisms to explain away their past transgressions. They're all about second chances, moving forward, and learning from their mistakes. For some politicians, the aftermath of a scandal brings about a profound shift in perspective. Stripped of their power, their reputation in tatters, they're forced to confront the consequences of their actions and grapple with the wreckage they've left in their wake. Politician H's story is a case in point. Once a fixture on the political stage, their name synonymous with power and influence, they all but vanished from public view after being embroiled in a scandal that rocked the political establishment. Gone were the days of high-profile fundraisers, backroom deals, and endless media appearances. In their place, a quiet life of reflection, introspection, and, dare we say, redemption. They retreated from the public eye, seeking solace in the company of family and friends, dedicating their time to charitable causes far removed from the cutthroat world of politics. They traded in their power suits for comfortable sweaters, their chauffeured limousines for leisurely strolls in the park. So, here we are, at the end of our journey through the murky world of political scandal and its often disappointing aftermath. We've met a cast of characters whose stories run the gamut from brazen corruption to calculated redemption, from deafening silence to shameless self-promotion. But beyond the individual tales of greed, ambition, and the erosion of ethics, lies a larger, more troubling truth, the corrosive effect that these scandals have on our democracy. Every time a politician escapes accountability for their actions, it chips away at the very foundations of our system. It breeds cynicism, apathy, and a deep sense of disillusionment among the electorate. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of politics. The stories of these politicians are a stark reminder that power without accountability is a dangerous cocktail. Let us know in the comments which politician's story surprised you the most. And more importantly, tell us what actions you think we can take to ensure that those in power are held accountable for their actions.